got something here I thought you guys might like to see. I'm sure some of you noticed on the YouTube page that we were working on a 1970 Black Beauty Les Paul. Well, she's almost finished, and here she is. We're starting to put the hardware on now. It's been buffed. We got some really pretty, of course there's still dust on it. You can't lay it down without getting dust on it. Very pretty Kluson, original Kluson tuning keys, and some Pearly Gate, Seymour Duncan Pearly Gate humbuckers. Along with this pretty snazzy looking bridge and tailpiece. About that, huh? Isn't that pretty? So, I just wanted to give you an update on the Black Beauty in case you were wondering whatever happened to that black guitar. Well, here it is. This is it. Of course, I can't leave that on there. It'll just fall off. One of the irritating things to me about Les Pauls, when you take off the string, this thing falls off. It's one of my own little pet peeves. But of course, Gotoh and other companies as well have put magnets in there and things to hold them in place. It's pretty cool. But what I need to do, I actually used new pickup rings because the old pickup rings were a little beat up. But believe it or not, these pickup rings are a little too tall because this neck is set down a lot further than most Les Paul necks into the body. It only sticks up off of the surface about 1/8 of an inch, which is pretty thin. You know, it must have a pretty thin fretboard on it. So, I mean, as you can see by the edge here, I can get you close enough to see this. That's the front edge of the pickup ring. You can see that bad boy is pretty thin, right? So I'm going to reuse these, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to buff them up. I'm just going to take them over to the buffer with some nice red rouge and buff these bad boys up. Take these back off, pain in the butt as that is to do, and put the originals back on, which would be kind of cool because the original pick guard is a little scratched up and stuff too. So, you know, it's not going to look brand spanking new because we don't want it to look brand new. We still want it to look like a 1970, maybe with just some new pickups and hardware, right? But we got the frets in it, and of course we still need to do the fret work, but we can't do that until we put some strings on her so we can get the proper string tension set up on the jig over there. So that's where we're at. I hope this mic is helping too, by the way. Somebody in the comments, if you would, let me know if you can hear me okay. I didn't used to use a mic, and I think it's working, but you know, it's hard for me to tell because I'm about half deaf anyway. And there's noise in the background. This noise in the background is the CNC machine cutting the Roman numeral fretboard for J-Rakes. And I'll put some footage of that up on YouTube so you all can see that process. It's taken pretty much all day because that inlay is a 3-bit process. And what I mean by that is I start out with a 1/16 of an inch bit, then I change to a 0.023 bit, and then I change to a 0.010 bit to get in those tight little corners for Roman numerals. But you get a really super nice, precise cut, and that's what we're looking for, nice, crisp, clean lines, you know? So next we'll cut out all of the mother of pearl bits that go in there, and I'll put some of that up on YouTube as well. But for now, I'm going to take these pickups out, and I'm going to buff these up and put these back on there, and I think it'll be good. I think it'll look a little more legit anyway with some stuff that's a little beat up on it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do that. First thing I need to do is buff these up. I'll move this over so you can see how I do that. It's a pretty simple thing to do. But if you haven't done one, you may not know. So hang on. I'm going to get set up and show you how I buff these out, buff out old plastic parts, okay? Be right back. So basically what I do is I just use a buffing wheel on a grinder, or this one actually turns slower. It's actually meant for buffing. This Baldor has a slower speed. It's a grinder buffer. And I haven't found a good place to put this yet in the shop. So for now, I just have it kind of clamped down to this table. And it works. and it's there when I need it, but I would really like a place for it, but I don't have a place on the wall to put it, so it's one of those situations. And I'm just using the red medium rouge for buffing the stuff here, the red compound. Put a little bit on the wheel. These are the rings that I'm trying to buff out. Oh, there they are. This is off of a 1970 Les Paul. Got a little wear and tear on them. We're just going to shine them up a little bit. And I just take them over to the buffer and very carefully, very lightly. The plastic buffs up real well. Just like that. This doesn't get deep scratches out, but it shines it up. See how it looks nice and shiny again? Just wipe off a little of the buffing compound and shine them back up. Yeah, nice. Okay, that looks good. Nice and shiny again. Okay, so these look good. Let me make sure the camera's rolling. Okay, so these look much nicer and cleaner now. You can still tell that they're old, but they're cleaned and buffed. We'll just tighten them up a little bit. I love this one's actually got where each string in, there's a little dent where the string's been hitting it over the years. This guitar was well played. When we took the frets out, you could see the fretboard was just really ate up from being played. And the frets themselves almost had no fret wire left on it. This guitar was played very well, which is a good thing. And this guitar's been in the family for many, many years for JD Triplett. JD's a good guy, good friend of Worth Guitars. JD is an example of it's not what you know, but who you know. JD swooped in when I needed some help and helped me out quite a bit. So we're happy to do this for him. I got one little broken off screw I need to get out. It was left in there. All right. So let's take these back off. Put this over there and this over there so it doesn't get knocked off. And let's switch these out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a good old trusty drill to do this. It's a little bit faster. Okay. Move that out of the way. All right. Pull that back out of there. Take this back off. I did use the original springs, so we might as well use the original pickup rings with the springs, and we'll save those for another one. So that needs to go back in here. This is the tricky part. We put the spring on. That spring in there and get it started. Get that one started, and then you switch over to this side. You got to get these springs on these little screws, right? And then you got to hold that spring in to get it in there. Hey, babe. I believe so. We got a storm coming. This is my wife, guys. Anna, say hey to everybody.
Hey. Hi, everybody. Sorry about that.
You guys have never met Anna, or maybe you have. We just got a kick-ass storm come through here.
Yeah, I got caught in it.
So,
All right.
we're putting the Black Beauty back together, babe.
I see that.
Right?
Fun stuff.
It is. It's exciting. It's exciting. Well, welcome home.
All right.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right. Bye, y'all. You can cut that out.
No, it's good. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. Okay, so we got that one back on. This is good. Looking good. I'm just going to leave that one off, though, for the moment. Change this one back out. Okay, that's what she looks like, guys. Move you back a little bit. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I just wanted to show you, if you looked at any of the videos on the Black Beauty and you saw the photos of it and you were keeping up with this build, and you were probably wondering what the heck ever happened to that cool black Les Paul. Well, here it is. We've switched these out. I actually like these a lot better. They look a little more authentic on there. This black lacquer, of course, if you look at it sideways, it puts a little scratch on it. So we got to come back and clean it one or two more times. It gets dust on it. You know, it's impossible to keep the dust off. But there it is. This is a very cool old guitar. Now, these Seymour Duncan Pearly Gates pickups are very true to the era where this guitar was, you know, the newest thing on the market in 1970, right? So they're going to sound great on here. Great guitar pickups. And we got this really cool looking Kluson hardware on here. This turned out really well. I'm very happy with it. It still has the vibe of an older guitar, even though it's been redone and refurbished and fixed up a little bit, new frets and things. But that's okay, you know, because this thing's going to be super sweet when it's all done. And I know JD is going to appreciate it. So that's all I got for you today, guys. I hope everything goes well for you out there in the future. I hope everything's going good for you now. I'm going to get out of here. We'll see you out there somewhere. Peace. Worth Guitars. All right. Be good to each other. Bye now.